You're listening to Tapestry, a podcast by a music lover for music lovers. I'm your host, Kelly. Music is a thread that weaves a course throughout our lives. Join me on a journey to unravel that thread and bring you the stories behind what inspires musicians to create. Side note, Tapestry is an uncensored podcast. Don't say I didn't warn you. What's up, everyone, and welcome to episode 48 of Tapestry. On today's episode, I sat down with fellow Pittsburghers, the gentlemen of Fuck Yeah, Dinosaurs. These Steel City punk rockers answered all my questions about what it takes to capture the energy of punk music in a studio session. Inspiration ranging from 80s cartoons to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, how the pandemic has affected crowd interaction and live music, and collaborating with a local brewery on their very own beer. You're listening to a little bit of Intergalactic Reptilian Shredders off their 2020 album, 65 Million Beers Ago. So, finally, we are all situated here, and yeah, welcome to my show, even though I've been talking to you for the last 16 minutes, but anyway, welcome to Tapestry, Fuck Yeah, Dinosaurs. It's always hard to introduce people when there's 5 of us in a room, virtually, but I guess the best way to go about this is probably just go around the room, say your name, say a little bit about what instrument you play or what your role is in the band, and then I can get into the background and some other stuff. I'm gonna play teacher, so I'm gonna go. Zach,
yeah.
why don't you start?
Who?
Zach. Go ahead and start. Sorry.
Hi, this is Weekend Zach here of Fuck Yeah Dinosaurs. Thank you for having us. I forget what the questions were, but I think...
What do you do in the band?
Oh, I sing and thrash around. I guess you could say I'm the front man. But that's pretty much it.
Okay. John, how about you?
I play guitar, and I split a lot of the lead vocals with Zach. Yeah.
Okay. Chris, you're up next.
I play the bass, and I also sing sometimes.
Go, whoa.
Okay.
Yeah.
And last but not least, Phil.
I play the drums. I smoke all the cigarettes and make cotton candy.
Okay, cool. Dream job. That's perfect. So you 4 gentlemen together comprise Fuck Yeah Dinosaurs. And of course, any band that is called Fuck Yeah Dinosaurs, I'm gonna have to ask not only what genre and style you play, but how did you come up with that name? And if one of you guys could just go over a little bit about how the band started, where you're located, and we can go from there.
Dino Core since 94. Right?
We didn't even start in 94, though.
Yeah.
You know what, though? We might have met in 94.
Whoa.
I don't know.
Me and Zach went to elementary school together, and we've hung out ever since. I've told the story a million times.
We would call each other on Saturday mornings to talk about Power Rangers.
And Godzilla movies.
Adorable.
And make cardboard cities. And swim. I threw a diving stick at him once, and it hit his sliding glass door. And his mom gave us a timeout. And I remember we just sat on the back patio, and I just stared at him, and I was so pissed. Because he hit me in the head with one first.
It was all my fault.
You threw it from that patio to the pool, and it hit me in the head. That was good. And then I threw one back.
That was good.
And I threw one back, and it hit the glass, and then your mom freaked out, and we had to sit on opposite ends of the back porch / patio.
Yeah, I don't
Time
think
out.
Time out. Time back in.
Anyway, we started a band in 2010.
20 years later.
Yeah.
No, what's our music? What, like,
Dino punk?
Dino punk?
It's skate punk, punk rock, fun punk, pop punk.
Punk the dinosaurs would listen to.
We're a rock and roll band about dinosaurs.
As far as name of the bands,
I think it was a hypothetical. I want to say it was a hypothetical before that first day.
like, what if there's a band called Fuck Yeah Dinosaurs?
Yeah. I think we were at
and
a
then
show.
you just stuck with it.
Yeah.
And it just happened.
Mm-hmm. It was an
And
idea.
then we started writing and singing drunk dinosaur songs.
Yeah. We would just get together with an acoustic guitar with my brother, Blaze. What's up, Blaze? I name drop him every time I tell the story. But yeah, we used to just record dumb songs, and one time we had a case of High Life and decided tonight we're going to make dinosaur songs. And then it went from there.
Yeah.
And you haven't stopped since, pretty much. That's
John's taken a couple breaks.
No one else has.
Well, I was gonna ask Chris and Phil, how did you two become the other half of Fuck Yeah Dinosaurs? And
There
did
we
you get
go.
anything thrown at your head or put in timeout by John's mom?
Nothing was thrown. No moms were
Okay.
involved.
That you
I've
know
known-
of.
I've known John and Zach for at least 10 years now.
Holy shit. Yeah.
Longer than that, actually. And then I met Phil probably about 6 years ago. But John and I would just get drunk and he would text me or something randomly and say, hey, like, I want to get Fuck Yeah Dinosaurs back together. And I was like, okay, like, if you ever do it, I'll play bass. Like, whatever.
Okay. It's pretty
That's
casual.
That's kind of how it like sparked up. Like, it was like over months of time that would just randomly happen where I get a text like, hey man, Fuck Yeah Dinosaurs. Or like, oh, I talked to someone and they recognized Fuck Yeah Dinosaurs. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Like, let me
There
know when
was
you're
a-
ready. Yeah.
There was a gap. I had another band in that gap, and I was just ready to. No offense to those guys. I like being in that band, but I was ready to like have fun again.
Ooh.
Well, no, like I had fun with them too, but like I don't. It's different. We've all
Well,
been.
I mean, yeah, like the kind of music you guys play. I mean, if you're sad when you're listening to Fuck Yeah Dinosaurs, there's got to be something wrong with you, because it does kind of make you want to just like stomp around and get fucking crazy. So, was your previous band like more restrictive in terms of writing and style, or you just were like, I'm just gonna fuck around, break skateboards, and sing about dinosaurs and beer?
That band was called Thanks Dad, and I think each member of the band interpreted it in their own way, which is fine. But the writing was split between me and another guitarist. There's a live set on Bandcamp. I love some of those songs, but that band I always say was like a coping mechanism for me to deal with my grandpa dying. Like,
Okay.
it-
Okay.
I wrote these like serious, like kind of more like I would say like Menzingers-y. I can't think of any other bands right now to compare it to, but that was like more serious punk. And I mean, sometimes the whole like thanks dad idea was like kind of a joke. Like our logo was a lawnmower. We had koozies that said like ask your mother. We had fun with it, but it was, I don't know, the dinosaurs are just fun. Like I don't know.
Fun.
Somebody else talk. This isn't about thanks dad.
So no, his last band was not as fun.
Actually, our shirts say "Fun is dumb"
Yeah, they do.
on the shirt.
There you go.
I'm not sure where we were at before that tangent.
Well, okay. I mean, that's what happens
How-
on these things usually.
How did Phil get into the band? I want to know that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Phil's being very quiet
So how'd you
today.
get in the band?
I didn't even know Phil played drums.
I didn't even know
until
Phil was here.
He practiced with us the first time.
I got
Really?
Yeah, I had no clue.
I got a computer from a Radio Shack, and I learned computer hacking. and I got into the mainframe and I changed myself to the drummer.
Okay, I'll accept that answer.
That's a great short answer.
Yeah, I don't have to tell you about my old bands.
Well, I mean, if you want to, you can. But I mean, I do like to get a little bit of history on each person, just like kind of how you came to pick the instrument you picked and sort of what your pathway towards playing music was. And I know that can get into 4 long stories, but I'd be happy to hear it just because I think, learning about each individual does help me get a better understanding of kind of how you guys all are what you are now.
I mean, I didn't even play drums in a band when I met these guys. I was playing like guitar and bass in bands, and then I played drums. I guess the first time in front of you, John, was at the Halloween show at Envy. That was a basement venue he used to run in Vandergrift. And I guess that put the seed of that I was a drummer in his head, and eventually he asked me to hack the mainframe.
Yeah.
That was that.
Okay.
I gave him the password.
Drums was my first instrument, and I gradually moved into bass and play guitar like a bass, and I'm back to drums, so that's fun.
Okay. I just wasn't sure if, any of you guys had some crazy origin story like, well, I started playing bassoon and then I decided to join a punk band. But that's why I always like to ask that question, just to see where each of you guys come from.
I played the recorder in 4th grade.
Didn't you say you were in like a chorus or something?
I did chorus in high school.
Yeah. It didn't stay with him.
Well, that's why he sings. No. He's got the vocals.
The Vox.
No dinosaur show tunes for the foreseeable future?
No. Well, maybe. I don't know. I'd like to write a dinosaur shanty.
Ooh, that's real popular right now.
Yeah. I was going to say, I'm not really on TikTok, but isn't that like the main TikTok hashtag right now? Sea shanties?
It is. I don't know why.
Shanties are hot.
I don't think any of us actually have a TikTok, but...
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
Thanks, Zoom.
Thanks.
No. Thank you, Zoom.
Thanks for breaking the flow, Zoom. Okay. Well, I'm going to use that as an opportunity to move to another question then, because Zoom
that's perfect.
Giving me pop-ups. But okay, so back in June, I know this is a couple months after June, obviously, but you guys put out your newest album, 65 Million Beers Ago, and I just have to say it has like some of the greatest track song names ever. I wanted to commend you for that. But obviously, 2020, pandemic, we're all kind of stuck writing at home, not really able to see each other. How did you guys manage to get this album put out? And, what was kind of the genesis of this?
Everything was done before the pandemic started.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Easy answer.
We were just waiting on the boxes of records.
Yeah. It actually got pushed back because of the pandemic. The actual physical pressing of the records. But yeah, I think it took about a year from beginning to end, right? Like
the first recording date was February 3rd, 2019, which is crazy.
Wow. Whoa.
And I think you guys said in that interview with Brian, all the drum and bass was done that day.
The first day. Yeah.
But it went from February 3rd to November or December. And then I think the last day that we were together saying...
Actually, I think it might have been October. Or no, it was November. I don't know.
It was a long time.
But Trip was just like, we should do vinyl. We're like, okay. I remember we wanted to do a release show in January, and that never happened.
2020.
Yeah. The timelines, this spans 2 years now.
65 million years is what it spans.
If they didn't take so long to record, it would have been out a lot earlier and not on vinyl probably. But I just kind of kept sitting there like this is getting better and better. Maybe it should be released on a record. So
it's good we sat on it then.
Well, we recorded with our friend Zach Jameson. He's the drummer and latecomer, good friends of ours. We did a
Great
weekend
guy.
tour with them last year. In the middle of the recording?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yes,
Time's
it was.
meaningless
yeah,
right
It
now.
was. We had started recording because he knew like every word to every song. So
Yeah, I keep thinking 2019's last year.
Me too.
Basically.
2 summers ago.
Yeah, Jesus.
Mm.
What was I going to say? Yeah, so Zach recorded it. He initially just said, "Hey, do you guys want to record some demos with me? I want to get more stuff under my belt." And that turned into like, here's a whole album on vinyl now. So that first day,
Yeah.
I think I was like, I don't know, what do you want to do? Like 3 songs, 4 songs? And then we just powered through it. And I think none of us drank for most of that day. And we did great. And then like so that day could have totally went different if we just started pounding beers at 10 a.m. But
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I know that happens a lot with bands where they like show up to track stuff and then their album, I mean, obviously you're going to always have like little last minute tweaks and stuff, but it sounds like you guys were just sitting on this pile of material and then you just showed up and knocked it out of the park. Or were there like any adjustments you
Trip
kind
did.
of made? Like sort of knowing like, hey, we want to get this out, and then you made the decision to do vinyl.
I don't think we were in a hurry to get it right. I think the longer we went with it, the more we wanted to spend time on it. Like
A lot got
Yeah.
added after the fact.
yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of the songs when we first started weren't fully like written. Like we added a bunch of guitar parts that were never there, even though we played the songs live for a year or two. We were just like adding extra guitars.
Some synth.
Phil did a bunch of synth, bunch of backup vocals that were never there.
Trip did a whole psalm.
I ended up
Sure,
singing the
yeah.
song because no one else could do it.
You just showed up to record it, and you're like, "Oh, here's a song I have."
Well,
Well, no, I
it was
wrote
written.
I wrote a song and it was too fast.
We played it live a lot.
We
But
played
no
it
one-
live a lot and it was always sloppy and no one could understand what I was saying anyway.
Yeah,
But,
the 3 of them
uh,
tried to do it, recorded, and it didn't work. So I had to
So
skip
Trip
it.
ended up getting it.
Trip nailed it in one take.
Yeah.
Like he just went up, did it, and that was it.
I was
So
frust- I
that's
was mad at that.
clever girl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
clever girl.
Oh, okay, all right.
That's me.
I also
That's Trip singing on that one.
But to even put it into more perspective, like I think February 2020, we submitted it for the vinyl. Like we knew we were going to do the vinyl, so that's how long.
No,
it took.
we knew before that.
Well, we paid. We
did
put
the
down the
kick-
down payment.
did the
Okay,
kick-
yeah.
So
But we started all the mastering process before that too.
yeah. So we waited. We were supposed to have it in May, and that turned into August. And,
July.
whatever. I don't even
What?
remember.
It was July, wasn't
well,
I don't remember.
No, it was June 5th.
it? June.
Digital June 5th. Vinyl
we did-
August. That's
yeah,
what
we
it
That's
was.
right.
Okay.
We didn't have the records when we released it.
It's a lot of-
did the company that do the vinyls, were they international or were they in the States?
They-
Ohio.
They're based out of Cleveland.
Ohio. Okay. Oh, all right. Yeah. See, I'm thinking like, oh my God, that timing is just crazy where you're getting ready to send it off right like in February, like right as the pandemic is starting to explode. And then, I'm thinking, I mean, I'm still seeing stuff about bands who haven't had their vinyl, like from international suppliers for probably 9 or 10 months now.
Oh,
So
that would suck.
Yeah.
yeah, they're just like stuck in the everlasting limbo in the production schedule and or customs or whatever else right now. So
Yeah, we
well,
lucked out where I think the delay was just the fact that they straight up weren't able to go to work
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Ohio
It was
because
a
of the
shutdown.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think they started doing a thing where it was like they were really good with keeping things updated. It's Got a Groove Records in Cleveland, and
Well, we
I think
also
they
had a
don't-
little bit of faster because we had Dave master it. My friend Dave
Oh,
mastered
Dave-
it. He
Dave
Dave
Polster.
Holster, right?
Yeah.
Dave
Yeah.
Holster.
Oh.
so he works like with Gotta Groove, so we got to skip a lot of the steps. So that was pretty cool.
Full circle. I totally forgot until you just said that. That's how this interview came to be because I graduated from OU with Dave.
Oh.
I
Oh, that's
like
cool.
briefly for like a split second in time, I did some graphic design for some albums. He used to work on this thing called Brick City Records in Athens, and I did some of the artwork for the samplers. And then,
Sick.
Okay, so I'm catching myself up. So
I met Dave
but it's
back.
Pretty small world.
I met him back at OU actually. He recorded my first band. Like we did like a little EP, and he recorded it with our friend Adam Rich.
I did not know Dave very well, but he sure seemed to know a ton of people and really kind of have his fingers in like all different sorts of types of bands and recordings. So it seems that you guys went with a good choice, obviously.
Yeah. We might have been his first punk band. I don't know.
Yeah, he was a big help.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah,
Dave was great.
What do you have to consider differently when you're recording a punk band, I guess, besides, I mean, I don't listen to a lot of punk personally. I'm going to admit that, right? Straight up. But like, there's so much energy to the music, and I feel like there's a lot that just has to be organic. Like the thought of refined, super duper refined, clean punk music is not appealing to me. Like I feel like there's a certain thing you have to capture. So is that kind of hard to do in a studio setting?
I have a thing I want to say, but I want to see if any of you guys have anything else to say. No, I have an idea of an answer for that.
I mean, I think it is. I think the fact we were recorded with someone we were like really close with helped, and the fact that we all like meshed so well in that kind of situation made it seem easier. I don't know. We're used to practicing in a basement. We recorded in a basement, so it's like,
yeah.
I think it kind of made it way more comfortable.
I think if it did come down to like, if we ever hit a point where it's like, we're going to book a studio space and pay this much money an hour, it's still going to be terrifying for us because that's like so out of our element. It's probably a good thing, but the one thing I wanted to say, Phil, I think this relates most to you, is like, we never really like, I think the punk aesthetic of it is like, we don't really record to a metronome or anything. Like we've always just done the raw track thing where we just straight up have a full band recording and then build on that. So like that can come back and bite us, like with Clever Girl, where it was just like, holy shit, this song is really fast. We never play it this fast. But I think that gives it that organic feeling. But like, right. Phil, like you'll say, like we'll go back and listen to stuff and I'll be like, this is great. And then every once in a while there will be songs where you're like, oh man, I played this really fast, or I played this a little bit slower than usual, but I don't notice. I think everything sounds great.
I think
right
with Trip and I nailing the bones for all the songs pretty good. That kind of kept the energy of it being like live.
Yeah,
kinda.
We were pretty pumped going in that first day, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We just wanted to like make it good.
Yeah.
Well, Zach only wanted to do a couple songs up front, and we came to him with a full.
Yeah, we did like 11
songs.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was like, we can keep going. We can keep going. I don't care.
Keep rolling, I guess.
Just trying to be efficient with his time and cram as many songs in as we could.
That was great.
Man, it's like a marathon, honestly. I mean, I talk a lot about how, there's like pros and cons to kind of music as commodity, or like, should art be...
Bless you, Erica.
I would say bless you, whoever that was. Like there's pros and cons to music and art being commodified. So like, like what you just said, you have to keep in mind, okay, we're paying a person for their time to do all this stuff. But I also feel like it kind of incentivizes you to like really deliver the product that you want your audience to hear the first time around. I'm not sure if you agree or disagree with that. Anybody? And we're all kind of looking at each other like,
I don't know if we really had audience in mind up front necessarily. Like we just wanted to record. It wasn't going to be like a big thing where we thought that it was going to be for this group of people or that group. Like it was just like having fun. That was what we did. So we wanted to have fun on a record.
We said, I remember it was like, oh, let's make some decent sounding demos. And then remember for a while, it was like, what do we want to do with all these? Let's put out, there was that whole idea of like, we'll make it 2 EPs.
Yeah, I hated that.
And you guys hated that. That was my idea. But like we were just like, what are we gonna do with this? And then we're like, all right. Once we hit,
we're like, we're turning this to a full album.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the consideration there? Taking it from, instead of 2 EPs, doing a full length?
Well,
I think just most of us hated it.
well, yeah.
I didn't mind.
That was
it.
my idea, and it
Well,
just
my feeling was that we had already been sitting on these songs for a while, like
Yeah, a lot of these songs were so old by that point.
Yeah, and I know personally, like I can handle playing songs like the same song forever, but I know that there are a couple people in this band that might get tired of that, and I didn't want them to like be over that, be like, oh, I hate this song. Like, so I was like, we might as well just put them all out at one time because we were able to write so many songs in a short amount of time. Like, we never have an issue writing songs, really. So I was like, we might as well pull them all out as an album. Like,
yeah.
screw it.
Excuse my yawn. Well, let me ask you that then. How do you guys write songs together? Because you could ask, 100 different musicians, and they'd all have 100 different ways they write together.
It's all really different, actually.
Yeah, we man, Phil used to have this house in Monroeville that was just away from everything. I always said it was like our farmhouse. I always compare it to the Ninja Turtle movie from like 1989, or I forget what year it's from, 91 or 89.
It's okay.
But that was like our getaway house, and but no, like we've written together, like in practice, like, hey, tonight we don't have any shows coming up. Let's just try and crank something out, and like we'll put together like a skeleton of a song. Zach will sit there with some paper, and then now, especially with like the pandemic, it's a lot of Phil riffs and a lot of John riffs and bouncing ideas back and forth. We have a whole Google Drive of just, there's like 20 some songs in progress right now that are just like varying degrees of like recorded just demos on our own from our like houses. That's the long answer of saying there's John songs, there's Phil songs, there's all of us songs. I want there to be Trip and Zach songs.
Yeah, that'd be wild.
Damn it.
One day.
Yeah, but I'm sure it's like the secret sauce is just when you guys all put your own touches together, it makes the sound.
It's a good sauce.
Of
yeah.
It's the dino sauce.
the fuck yeah dino sauce.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I do. I was gonna say the ones that we've written together. I just like, or like we'll take a riff. Like I think Life Finds a Way, that started as like, Phil was just like, here's a riff.
It was like a real basic skeleton of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Then I was like, let's put in some ska upstrokes. That was at the old house. Like we just kind of went with it and built it. So
I definitely I do a lot better when everybody's in person rather than on my own, especially as a bass player. But it's hard not being in a room with everybody, like with an idea. That's definitely when I like come up with my best stuff.
For sure.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not I think alone writing any music and being like, oh, that's cool. I'm like, I can't do that.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah. No, it's obviously challenging right now for everybody. And John, thank you for sending me a list of a couple other brainstorm topics. But the one I wanted to hit on based on that was, how are you guys planning for what comes next when really none of us can plan at all right now? Or at least to me, it feels like we can't plan at all. Nobody knows when we can have a live show again. Nobody knows, obviously, like what the schedule is for a lot of things. So how are you guys getting around that?
I don't even think we've had time to think. Like, it's weird because it's been so long.
Yeah.
Like, it's been almost a year since like
there hasn't been a need to think about it at all.
We were fortunate enough to like get together a bunch like during
a few times we did, yeah.
Yeah, up until about like before Thanksgiving, we were still practicing weekly. And we got
probably
to do
till like October.
Yeah, we got to do a live stream, and we played two outdoor shows for 50 people each.
Around Pittsburgh?
Yeah, we played in Millvale at Paul's house. And then we played in Greensburg for Green Beacon.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That feels like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
It does.
Well, right. I mean, all of us have this like weird concept of time slow down right now, and I have to say, I mean, it doesn't even matter what genre you're in, but or the style of stuff you stick to, but it just really feels like I personally think when we come out of this pandemic, there's gonna be maybe some discomfort going back to shows, or like
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I think there's gonna be discomfort, even though I want to lean into it.
Yeah, and it's like we're very much a live band. Like
Yeah.
that's I always see, like, I'm in these music groups on Facebook where like wineries and Jurgles or wherever, they're just like, hey, come see Big Fat Chuck's 80s cover band or something. I don't, you know what I mean? Like it's always like Chester Cheetah's smooth jazz. Nothing against that sounds like I'm shitting on jazz. But like but it's these things where it's like as soon as places are opening up, it's like these bands which can get away with it. They can do their thing. They can play to like a bunch of couples sitting at tables eating dinner or something. Like we're like Zach's in the crowd. Zach has these dinosaur
I'm spitting on people.
Zach-
I'm
yeah,
making people kiss a latex dinosaur glove on my hand.
yeah.
And I
You
go
can't
on
do that.
everyone's
Do that
mouth.
You
anymore.
can't do that right now.
Or at least her cheek. I can't do that. I probably can't do that again.
There's spit, there's
Like, even
beer,
after
there's
this, I feel like
sweat,
people are
Maybe
gonna
like
get freaked
3
out.
years. Who knows?
there's probably poop somewhere. Like there's poop flying around. I don't know. Like
There's never
No.
been any poop.
Are you talking about
is
poop?
there was that one
There's
show.
always been poop.
There's blood.
Holy shit!
There is
literally.
blood.
We
There
have
was
to-
blood.
There
Yeah.
has been blood.
Oh God.
Well, okay, and like, see, I like that. I mean, obviously, unironically, I mean, I
Zach
like
did.
when I go to a show, I want to engage with the band. I want to be running around. I want to be there for it because I'm super into. I love listening to studio albums, but I want to also see a different version, you know. And I mean, I do remember I saw you guys very briefly. I really wasn't there for the whole set, just like the last like 2 minutes.
Oh, thanks.
You guys, yeah, I'm sorry. I was in
No, it's
transit from. It was when you guys played at the Lyceum at Deutschtown,
Oh.
and there was like
Oh,
there was just like
That sweaty,
sweat
sweaty
box.
mess.
yeah.
Oh, that was
And, like,
hot.
There's, I think there was a pool table in there, and
Yeah,
you
there's
guys
a
had
lot
your
of people
breakfast
there.
out there.
There
was
were a
just
lot
all
of people
kinds
there.
of weird shit going on, and I thought
spilled a
you know
beer
what?
on John's pedals.
Oh,
I
It's
sweat.
okay. Everything's
I
fine.
s- my glasses were so fogged up I couldn't see anything. That was
ew,
nuts.
yeah.
It
But
was
like
hot.
that place, it doesn't even have a stage really. It had like that little step up, and you guys are basically just like jamming out in the middle of the floor. And I thought, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, that's what I want someday. But I do worry that after all this, it's gonna be like, you know, behind your little fence up on the stage and
Yeah,
don't
the
interact. with
plastic
people.
barriers at the cash register are never going away.
Yeah, I
They're
know.
not.
I'm
No.
definitely worried about that.
I'm fine with leaving.
They're
them.
gonna turn them into like hologram, like touch screens, and that's. I mean, that's the,
The future is today.
I'm telling you.
We just
Oh.
gotta make like a special dinosaur suit for Zach.
Yeah.
It's
Dino
just more
Make
than
hazmat.
it, yeah, make it out of
Dino
hazmat
hazmat
suit.
suit. So
You can get like a
I don't get
rebreathing-
anybody's germs. I don't give anyone my germs.
he just has a pipe running up to the ceiling, like an exhaust pipe, like a dryer. It's like you can move in this circle. Don't disconnect.
Don't disconnect or I'll die. It's my oxygen
Yeah.
supply.
Yeah, like a scuba diver.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I guess I mean it's already been a couple months into this, and like I've interviewed other people, and it's weird to see how this timeline has progressed. Where before it was like, yeah, well, you know, in a couple weeks, hopefully when this is gone, we'll be back to live shows and we'll be putting albums out again and stuff. And then it's just like it was like so naive and innocent. And now I feel like you guys are the first people I've talked to who actually have brought up major concerns about how the hell our live show is going to even continue in the future at, you know, in the old way, because you're inherently breathing everybody else's air and
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, I think
like-
about
our
going to
last
shows.
show.
Go ahead, Zach.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
our last show was
Ugh.
February 20-something of 2020.
21st.
February 21st of 2020. And that was just wild.
It was at the Fun House.
It was over capacity.
It was
was
over
over
capacity.
Oh, okay.
People were sneaking in. It was hot. You
rough.
couldn't move on the
Hot,
floor.
sweaty, everyone
It's great.
drunk and spilling our fuck yeah dinosaurs beer. It was great. And then just everyone in everyone's faces. And you got to think, like,
How many people are dead because of us? Right? Right? Oh God! That's what everyone's thinking.
My grandmother worth it? What's that?
No, we're fucked. The curve flattened us. Like it's over. We're done.
Holy shit.
That's why you have Phil here, the quiet guy who's here for comments. I like
There's
it.
a reason I
Yeah.
can only talk so often. I have to make it count.
Spending energy.
Oh my God.
It
Well,
is. I was just gonna say it's fun. Like going back to what I was saying about like seeing these pages like with winery bands and all that, or winery bands.
Chester Cheetos, smooth jazz, yeah.
Yeah, Chester Cheetah Smooth Jazz. I made the mistake one time of being like, hey, so what timeline like I was just bored at work and tried to like start a discussion. I was like, what timeline do you think we're on right now? And all these people were like, if you're a musician, you get out there and play. If you're scared of it, you shouldn't be playing music. And like regardless of what anybody thinks of all of it, like I was just like, look, and I said the same thing we just talked about. We're a punk band. You may have never even been to a punk show or even a show with a punk band where it's like
Or even a show that there's people standing up.
Chester Cheetah Smooth Jazz isn't gonna have beer flying around and spit and like some just sweaty dude just comes up and wraps his arm around you and kisses you on the cheek and you're just like, oh hey Doug.
Yeah, right.
You know, like
No, they're never gonna have to threaten someone from the stage.
yeah, like
I mean, I've gotten my nose broken at shows. I've gotten my cheekbone broken at shows. I've
Nice.
jumped on people. I've climbed on people's shoulders. I've gotten punched in the eye. I've gotten thrown through folding chairs. It's part of the experience. Like it
You're
just
wild.
is. Me anyway.
are you a wrestler?
Yeah, what happened?
No, the folding chair thing was I went to see a show in Indianapolis and they had this weird stage set up with scaffolding and you couldn't tell that the stage wasn't on solid objects. It
Were
was
you at
actually
Woodstock 99?
I was 9 years old then, no.
Okay.
But I ended up getting flung underneath the stage and I landed on a stack of folding
Holy
chairs.
shit.
So I did feel like the Undertaker.
Holy shit.
Or like it was wild. But
Yeah.
but that's what I mean. Like the type of music you guys play, the environment, that's all important in context. And I do have fears that, we've all kind of gotten used to this. Fuck me, the new normal. But I mean, okay, every week, oh hey, my band's doing a live stream, we're playing from this studio and Facebook Live's going to cut out 49 times during the stream, and so you can't actually enjoy any of it, and technical difficulties, and it's just like, God, I don't know. I think the authenticity question is just what's really plaguing me, because guys like you are writing all this material, you're sitting at home, you're waiting to have fun and get out there, and it's just like you're like building up all this energy and there's nowhere for it to go.
Yeah.
But that
Yep.
being said, like, what are you doing any kind of other live streams or like fundraisers or whatever? What are you guys doing in the meantime?
Working.
Yeah. We haven't even the thing that sucks is we haven't really had time lately to just sit down and be like, hey, let's have a meeting.
Well, I was
like
gonna say, while we're all here together, do you guys want to do a stream at the Beacon? And I'm planning the summer shows outside, so
Ooh.
we got those possibilities. I didn't ask anybody yet, but
I'm about ready for a stream actually.
yeah.
It's been a while.
I'm ready.
I think I just want the freaking vaccine and just be done with it.
It's not even going to help. We still have to mask up and
we can
like
distance.
what is the point of it if it doesn't?
We can distance at the beacon.
Yeah,
but
that's easy. That's the easy part. We are
we'll be
compliant.
fine at the beacon.
Where's
The clean beacon.
Greensburg.
Clean
The green
Phil,
beacon.
tell us about your
Clean.
beacon.
The clean beacon.
Phil, tell us about your beacon.
It's clean. It's a very clean beacon. I don't know. My brother and I opened an art gallery, music venue, recording studio kind of place in September. So
oh my
we
gosh.
thought things,
Wow.
we thought things were going to be getting better, and that didn't happen. So we're trying to pivot and stay above water.
Oh wow. Oh man. I mean, I think the answer is yes, but has that been a challenge? I mean, how what have you learned from that?
People in Greensburg don't really value art that much.
Oh, really?
My last boyfriend lived in Latrobe, so I kind of feel it.
Yeah, I mean, there was
crowd.
nowhere to, if you were a band and you didn't want to play at a bar or try to sell out the Palace Theater, like the one big venue in town, there was no options for anywhere to play. So that was the primary reason we got this going in the first place.
Well, let's pretend coronavirus isn't around. What was your vision for the Beacon gonna be?
Turn up the amps and fucking mosh as many nights a week as we could, and let the younger kids come up, because I don't feel like they have an outlet at all.
Yeah,
they don't. These kids are knowing how to program beats before they know what it feels like to strum a guitar with a distortion pedal on it. That kind of stuff is important to me, because if these kids don't experience it, rock and roll is done for. It doesn't have a prayer of survival. So I don't know. It's kind of
I like that idea. I kind of want to elaborate on that more, because one of the questions I usually ask people on my show is if you could change anything about the current musical landscape, like the industry or the inner workings of it, whatever, what would you change? And to me, Phil, that kind of sounds like your answer, engaging people more with the physical stuff that goes into creating music, as opposed to just programming it and sitting in your little nest at home doing it.
Yeah, it's decades of focus on profit has really polluted what music could be to people. People are on a steady diet of bullshit music, and it's our own faults. We didn't support more individual tastes over what a record label was putting on the airwaves in their heyday. And I mean, now it should seem like there's more choice because of the internet, but it seems like there's less choice than ever when it comes to the top echelons of what is popular among people. It's sad, but I think that leaves a lot of room to play around underground and see what makes you the happiest to make. And
I think that's one good thing about an album, putting out an album, and not just going back on that 2 EP thing. There was a point where I was like, let's do that thing that people do now, where they just release a single every so many weeks and put out 10 singles. And I'm so glad we didn't do that.
I hated that idea.
Thank you.
Well, I don't hate you.
I'm glad. No, I'm glad you did.
I just hate your idea.
I have dumb ideas.
I mean, I was willing to in that a little bit.
You guys came around. It's okay.
But
we still put out singles.
I also want to put out a 17-song album.
I would do that. We need 17 songs.
Well into the double digits.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's do it.
You know what that makes me think of? I had on the list, and I'll ask you guys about this too. I did want to talk more about your influences, but it was in my list of influences talking about John listening to King Gizzard a lot. And they're a great example of hey, what are rules? What are conventions? Fuck those. We don't use them. We're going to make a microtonal album, and we're going to put out 4 albums in 1 year, and we're going to, write a song about vomiting robots. And that's the beauty of King Giz. So.
Oh, God.
I started getting all the parts to make my own, but don't tell these guys that I started getting all the parts to make my own microtonal guitar.
Oh, dude, I'm building a microtonal drum set. We're set, dude.
I'll add some extra strings to my vocal cords.
I'm gonna take away 2 strings on my bass. I'm just gonna
Take away half the track.
What's that? It's an erhu or whatever that Chinese one is. It just has
Yeah.
like 2 strings.
I just have 2 strings.
Where's your automaton?
Automaton.
He's up somewhere. He's in the
We
closet.
don't need him.
I like
Maybe
that it's
eventually.
gender.
That thing's microtonal.
It has a face.
Yeah.
It does have a face.
It's so King Gizzard.
Yeah, it's a little like, is it like the white one with the little face at the bottom?
It's like,
The musical note.
Yeah.
I'll get it.
They're so goofy.
Okay, he's getting it.
Oh, sweet.
Microtonal drums.
This actually will be the first time ever on my show that I have a live performance.
Oh.
Nothing like putting Zach on the spot.
I mean, don't expect a lot.
No, I'm not, but
This
I'm just
thing
saying.
is crazy.
It looks like
I forgot he had a strap.
So,
It has a strap like a lanyard.
So Zach has his automaton in the house.
I don't know how to play this thing.
You just use your
okay.
fingers.
Gotta turn it up.
Oh, I forgot. You got that upgraded one with the 1/4-inch jack on it, didn't you? You can plug that into an amp.
Yes, you can.
Oh my god!
I forgot about that thing. Why didn't we put that on the album?
I don't know.
Yeah,
You're
so,
smart.
We didn't have it yet.
Oh,
Actually, I did have I had something written down to figure out how to play Jurassic Park on this, but
oh, nice.
I'm gonna have to relabel what the notes are on this thing because it doesn't say shit.
In the spirit of experimentation, I really think you should try to throw that in on some track on your next album. Honestly.
It'll happen
I
eventually.
think that was the
Yeah.
point, actually. But
Yeah.
I totally forgot he had that.
And then there's the melodica too.
Yeah,
We
there's
can
a
put that in
melodica, too.
on the shanty.
Ah,
there's a recorder on one of the albums, right?
Jurassic Drunks. On
Actually, I know.
yeah.
Is it Jiggly Jello? Is the track that has Feral Cat on it?
yes.
Which is cool.
God,
Yeah.
it's
So
so good.
I've interviewed Roger as well, and I'm guessing it was the whole band, not just him, but I know there's like a crazy sax part on that. I don't know. I feel like the Pittsburgh music scene is so insanely small that it just like didn't surprise me at all. I'm like, oh, cool. Even though Feral Cat is totally not punk at all, just threw on a song.
I'm in his band.
He's the bass
Oh
player.
shit! I didn't even know that. Okay, see, small world.
So that's kind of how that came about.
Screw me. Yeah, I didn't interview the rest of the band, but I did get to talk to Roger, and
Yeah.
he pops up everywhere. I mean,
Oh,
he's all over Pittsburgh.
Well,
But
it's like Roger's thing. So it's like he's in charge of he writes all the music. We're just kind of
right.
there to play along with him. So
Well, damn, I didn't have that on my notes. Sorry about that. But
it's okay.
I should
how
have
does
mentioned
that-
that.
No, that's I like the prize, How does that work? Having to be like double duty, like punk rocking around, throwing beer and spitting in people band, and then like I don't know, Feral Cat's kind of like jazz fusion a little bit.
It's definitely it's definitely completely
Chester Cheeto.
different. It's definitely not Chester Cheeto.
A lot more fun. It's a lot more fun than Chester Cheeto.
I'm also in 2 other bands other than those 2 bands as well.
What are your other 2 bands?
The Burn Rides. It's a ska band. We haven't done anything in a while.
I forgot about the burner.
Yeah,
did too.
yeah, we haven't played in a long time. And then Killer of Sheep. It's like an old school hardcore band.
Oh, okay.
They've been around for
Interesting.
about 10 years. Those guys are like 50. They've been around for a long time. But Feral Cat, Roger and those guys are all like professional musicians. Like
Yeah.
me and the drummer are the only ones that have like day jobs. So it's a completely different feel.
You're in 4 bands and you have a day job still. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whenever someone asks me to play in their band, I usually say yes and just at least try it out.
Okay, that's fair.
And with Roger and Feral Cat, it's not easy, but it's like very like this is what's gonna happen today. This is what's gonna like this is what you're gonna play, this is what you're gonna do, and then I'm gonna put it out this day. And he has like a script for everything. Like it's very
right. Yeah,
it's
he struck me as
very straight, whereas we're like way looser than that. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say I can count. It looks like at least 2 of you guys are drinking a Miller High Life right now. So maybe
I have
3.
no High Life here.
3.
Shit.
So it's
Damn it, John.
Is
I'm
Miller High
empty.
Life
I have an
the
icy
official
light too.
beer of the band?
Jenny
I would
Cream.
say no. I'd say Jenny.
I think
probably.
Jenny Cream is.
Yeah.
Well, I work
Actually-
I was gonna say I work for the High Life distributor now, so I kind of have to say High Life. But
Oh.
You
you
don't
know,
have to say shit.
Sponsored by.
trying to get
This
that
podcast
straw
sponsored by Miller High
sponsorship.
Life.
Yeah.
About to say get go, John. So
Zach, I wanted to ask you because you did mention it when you were talking about playing at the Funhouse. Did I just misinterpret this, or did I hear you say that there is a Fuck Yeah Dinosaurs beer? Or did you
Yes.
just mean like, okay, so
Yes.
how did that come to be?
So that was John kept asking our brewer friend that we went to high school with. He works at Dancing Gnome.
His name's Mike
Oh.
Dunlay.
His name is Mike Dunlay.
I just kept saying we
just-
want to do a beer.
We kept bugging him. We need to do a beer. We need to do a beer. And then it just kind of finally happened.
We were drunk at a party, and he goes,
Hey,
Hey.
we should do that beer.
"Do you guys want to do a beer?" And I was like, "Yes." And it all started the whole, that whole
Yeah.
lineup of like
Yeah.
early 2020 with like that show at the Funhouse, the beer, the single release that was like the first single off the album, and we did the Indiegogo. It was like all like
Okay.
It
we're
was
doing this
all-
album.
Yeah.
Here we go. And it all lined up. Like we had this weird too good to be true thing where I kept thinking, what's going to go wrong? And then
oh, it's all your fault.
Damn it, John.
Fuck.
that's how I think.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
I can relate.
But I didn't
Well-
expect a global pandemic. I just thought maybe the beer would like spoil or something, you know.
The beer was great.
What type of beer? Yeah,
So-
what type of beer was it?
It was. What was it?
An Earl Grey IPA.
Earl Grey tea infused IPA
Wow.
At Dancing Gnome.
from Dancing Gnome.
Did-
I think, yeah.
Did Mike pick that, or did you guys have? You're like, yeah, that's the flavor I'm going for. That
We-
sums up us.
We had a very open scoping discussion about flavor profiles, and John had specific hops that he wanted in there. And we picked one of their flagship beers to kind of be a base, right? That was Pounce.
Pounce, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Zach's big on tea. And then Mike was like, we've never made a tea beer. This would be a great
I wanted to, yeah.
opportunity.
Well, you and I agreed that saw tea was one of the best beers ever. Also,
Dogfish Head saw tea.
that was brewed with chai tea. That was the first time we had ever heard of
Ooh.
beer
Oh,
brewed
that
with
sounds-
tea.
They haven't made that in years.
They-
and
yeah.
I still don't understand why they haven't brought it back.
Because we haven't told them
Wow.
loud enough.
I'm
Should've
ashamed
sent
to
him a
say I
beer.
have still never been to Dancing Gnome, even though I live on the other side of the river from it. I'm not very far, but I know they always get such good reviews, and that place is always packed. Well, not now, but you know, it was. But
They had a nice outdoor
wow, okay.
setup.
So you
They have a nice outdoor
I'm
setup.
sorry, what?
Dancing
Oh
Gnome.
yeah. Well, I mean, that whole town's just a little tight with the street parking and like everything. Like you got to find parking and then walk the rest of the way everywhere. But whatever, that's most of Pittsburgh, to be honest. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of going down my list here. We got beer, we got sadness about missing live shows. You know, I guess I haven't really put the proper focus, I guess, on 65 million beers ago, but I guess, is there like anything you guys feel like you really improved upon from your previous releases? Like Jurassic Drunks was the one before that. Like how does it kind of signify what the direction for your sound is moving forward?
It changed a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot better.
This was kind of our first album as this group.
A whole
All four of us,
collaboration.
yeah.
Yeah.
because pretty much everything on there was new stuff that the four of us had written.
Yeah. Jurassic Drunks, a lot of those songs were written in 2010 and 11 with, I mean, me and Zach, half of them acoustic, but all those old songs were just kind of like, let's get this documented and get this recorded because we wrote these. At that point, it was like 2017, maybe. We were like, let's just record these songs and put them to rest. And I love playing those songs. I would even maybe re-record some of them, but we don't really need to. But
I was gonna ask if you would ever consider re-recording the song. I forget the name of it, but it's like "The People I Want to See Be Eaten by a Dinosaur." And I was listening to that.
Just update it every couple of years. Yeah,
we said we were gonna do that.
And I know Rachel Ray was on the list, and I thought, what did she ever do to you?
Who said that?
Like,
that was probably me.
Oh, I don't agree.
Yeah, it was just like Rachel Ray, and I'm like, oh, she's not that bad.
I don't remember that.
Actually, you know, that could have been any of us.
Well, Lisa Frank made that list too. Like,
yes, yeah, that's right. Because that was the one that made me go, oh, come on, man! Like Lisa Frank.
I would love an original Lisa Frank piece of art. Like,
I'm okay with that.
I think when we were recording the names of the people, I think we were all well gone.
We were pretty
you and John.
And just
you
whatever came out.
There. We were pretty spatoinkered.
No, I wasn't there. I wasn't there. You guys were.
Phil said Kathleen Kennedy.
Oh, that was my bitter.
Yeah.
I've let it go now, but that was my bitter Star Wars phase. I like it. I can't care anymore.
I just feel like that's a very good adaptable song structure that you guys could definitely, you know, make like a part 2 of. I feel.
Oh
like.
yeah,
I mean, every time we did it live, it was different. I mean,
yeah.
That's
It's
like a
always
crowd
different when we do it
participation.
live.
We always kind of throw the mic at whoever.
Yeah, that's another crowd participation.
Another way that the pandemic spreads.
Another
Can't do it.
we can't do anymore.
Can't put your mic out to your Zoom call. Who do you want to see eaten by a dinosaur? That's making me sad. Sorry.
Wendy Bell is always number 1.
Yeah, Wendy Bell's always there.
She can still die a horrible death.
Yeah.
Yeah. Freaking.
She answered me on Twitter one time and said a brontosaurus, I think. And I had to reply and say, Wendy, a brontosaurus is an herbivore. And she goes, well, I'm vegan. That fits. I'm vegan. Like,
what?
Get away from us, Wendy.
Go away.
Go away.
Never talk to us again.
You tweeted her though.
Yeah,
I did, and she replied.
John tweets everyone that on occasion. Just
I try to get answers out of like random
do you
mid-tier.
Do you ever like pick fights with Bill Peduto or anything on Twitter?
Ooh.
I mean,
you should
Not
start
Should
doing
you?
that.
do it.
Wes Borland did ban him on Instagram. Unprovoked, as far as we know.
It was probably all the Woodstock 99 videos. It was all the Woodstock 99.
But Fred Durst likes us.
Yeah, Fred Durst loves us.
Fred's our home.
Yeah,
Fred Durst loves you guys.
yeah.
He likes all your.
He hasn't heard our music, but but he's replied a few times.
Yeah.
That's always a nice feeling. I mean, when some like random celebrity that you looked up to when you were like 11 is like, exist.
Danny Tamborelli gave me an answer. I forget what he said.
Seriously?
All that?
From Pete and Pete. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that too. Oh man.
He replied.
And Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yes, who could forget? Sally Wiggin gave a really good answer. She said a Dilophosaurus.
Yeah, we love Sally.
Good old Delphi.
So you guys were basically asking Twitter people and Instagram people what your favorite dinosaur is, I'm assuming? If I'm slow at work, I'll like go on and just try and like think of a couple people. And it's always like, hey, Sally Wiggin, if you could be eaten by any dinosaur, which would you prefer and why? No wrong answer. That's a strategy for band promotion that I've never heard.
Yeah.
Yes. But I try not to be like negative about it. Like, I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm just like, hey, I always say like no wrong answers. Like, I'm just trying to be friendly. Seth Rogen liked it, but he didn't reply.
Damn it, Seth Rogen. Damn it.
Seth Rogen.
That was just his intern.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. It's probably some unpaid,
Steve.
recent college graduate or something. Before I lose the topic, then, John, because I know you were the one I was in touch with. You and I both have in common that we are both graphic designers by trade. So I did want to ask you, how does being an artist affect your musical creation, like your music creative process? Like, do you feel like they're similar? Or are they totally different?
I would say totally different. Basically, I send Trip mock-ups of shirt designs, and then most of the time he says no. But no, like I do some of our merch. I don't know. I guess it kind of depends because like I've had different graphic design jobs that just focus on different things, and like right now it's a very cut and dry. Like I'm making beer signs, so it's like Miller Lite 30 packs are $21.99. Print it. And then like if a craft brewery comes in and it's like, okay, Fatheads, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna make this Fathead sign cool. And I started like taking chunks of our album artwork and throwing them on beer signs, and nobody notices, so that's fine.
Nice.
But, I don't know. I guess I never really thought about that, but I think the two processes are pretty. I don't know. I never related them, but I think it's cool now, and I think I talked about it on like another podcast where I like how we are right now with us four, where we're all really good friends, and like it's not just me just throwing songs at everybody saying, let's do this, let's do this. Like we all, like when we can get together, everybody contributes. Phil is writing maybe more songs than me at this point. Like I like not being the one that's like, do this, do this, do this. Cause I've been in bands like that, and I don't want it to be my band. I want it to be our band. Like, so, and then like when we did the album, somebody, I don't know if it was us or even a friend of ours, but somebody was like, well, why don't you do the album cover? And I was like, I don't want it to be my art at this point. Like, let's get somebody else to do it. And then we got this dude who goes by Burrito Breath on
Burrito Breath.
Instagram. Yeah.
Nice.
Trip's boss kind of hooked us up with that and bought us the artwork. And I think it fits the album. Like we were all really stoked with it.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
It's really like frantic and just
bright.
I don't know. I like it's bright. It's like it's eye catching, and it definitely fits the sound. I think
all the guy knew was dinosaurs, skateboarding, and beer. I think that's the three things he went off. No, space. Maybe space.
You had to have known outer space.
Yeah. Well, before I forget it on my list, I know that I have a little list of influences here, and I mean, obviously, unsurprisingly, Jurassic Park, dinosaurs, the show. But I mean, how much Ninja Turtles have you guys watched like over the course of your lives? Because it sounds like a lot based on the aesthetic.
Oh.
John's 32 years of life.
Yeah, I've always said if it wasn't a dinosaur band, it'd be a Ninja Turtle band. I mean, but I always say that they have the Triceratons that are like these Triceratopses from outer space. And I'm always like, well, we can work that in. So I think that maybe was part of the influence behind that song. I like turtles.
I like turtles.
I like turtles.
Yeah. More turtles is always cool. I really want a shirt with some Ninja Turtle shit on it. Trip.
I'm not a designer.
You got to design it.
You have to make it
Yeah,
packable.
he's like, hey man, self-fulfilling prophecy. Make your own turtle shirt.
Yeah.
I'll make you a turtle shirt, John.
Thank you. Yeah.
There you go.
Do it. Just have to have the Triceraton. Or it doesn't.
Have we ever
make you a shirt?
Have we ever had to field the question of like who would be which Ninja Turtle?
Oh
wow.
Well, I was gonna ask either like who your favorite Ninja Turtle is, and then who your favorite or what your favorite dinosaur is. But if you'd prefer that you four fight amongst yourselves right now to determine which four Ninja Turtles you are, I will ask that question. Now that you brought it up,
I'm Tommy.
Wow.
You're Tommy? I'm Kimberly.
Shut up. That was ridiculous. I think Phil is Michelangelo because he's a fucking stoner. So
yeah, I would say Trip would either be Leonardo or Raph.
Ooh. When I was a kid, I always loved Leonardo for some reason. But I'm not like the leader.
There is no leader.
Okay. Whatever. Then
we're all leaders.
Zach, do you want to be Donatello?
Yeah,
I guess you're Donatello at this point. Yeah.
My dad always called me Jonatello.
I know nothing about Ninja Turtles.
It's probably a good thing we never had to answer this question.
Yeah.
We should never try to answer it again.
I said it's only been asked once and it will never be asked again.
We're just going to Power Ranger names instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I should have known something was off when I went as Billy, the blue Power Ranger, guy Power Ranger for Halloween when I was in 4th grade. So whatever. I mean, I'm all for, not gender conforming, but I mean, come on.
Fuck yeah, then I am
he was
Kimberly.
So.
Yeah.
Fuck you, I'm Kimberly. Okay. Well, last stupid, very stupid question. Each of you, what is your favorite dinosaur? Because clearly you like them enough to make a band about them.
I'll say Triceratops. That's where I'm at in life.
Okay.
What? The Novosaurus, I think. They unearthed a mummified. This is like the best preserved dinosaur they've ever come across.
Oh,
it's like
okay.
It's I believe it's the Novosaur. I'm drunk and stoned, and I'm probably very wrong.
The one they found in China or Mongolia,
I think it was in Canada, maybe.
The one that just happened.
It's within the last 2 or 3 years.
I'm not keeping up on my paleontology like I was when I was 6. So
I come across these things when I'm trying.
Is that an insult?
No,
you got a problem?
No, I love dinosaurs too. But...
No, I think there was something about somebody from CMU was part of a thing. This was last week. I texted you guys.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah,
it was like mummified, like a nest, like eggs or something. Is that what you were talking about, Phil?
It wasn't eggs. It was like a full body. They got organs and stuff that they never saw before. Like mummified organs.
Ooh, wow. I thought the CMU thing was I remember it was them trying to I guess rejuvenate from cells that they found in a mammoth in Russia or something. I mean, that is basically Jurassic Park, but
do it.
But for real. So that's kind of exciting. But wait, Trip, you didn't answer.
Oh,
actually, well, Zach's mic isn't working. That's why
he's back.
Zach, you back?
He's back.
Okay.
I think I had to answer this the other day. I think it's a hard one. I was like Triceratops, but I think I lean more towards a Velociraptor now. Just they're just I don't know. They're pretty badass. Who knows? I don't know.
They are pretty badass.
They're scary. They're little. They're fast. They jump. They're clever. I don't know. They're cool. I like Velociraptor.
Valid answer. Zach,
all right.
That leaves you.
Your favorite dinosaur?
Wait, I missed.
Right.
What was No, I know that.
Sorry,
what was Phil's?
Novosaurus?
Nodosauri.
Nodosauri. What?
That was
Italian.
actually
whatever the one is they found in Canada.
Yeah, Alberta.
Nodosauri.
Yeah.
Alberta.
It looks like an ankylosaurus.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's like the size of a fucking minivan.
Oh.
It's cool as shit.
So that's
small.
That's actually mine. Is Ankylosaurus.
Big Club on a scale.
That's been my favorite. That's been my favorite since I was a child. I don't know why, but it just has been, and it
It's kind
sucks.
of
So
unique.
They have like
dinosaurs.
They have like armor and a big old tail. Yeah.
They got armor and some spikes on the side and
Yeah,
a big
they're
old
cool.
tail.
Okay, fair. I agree with these choices.
Yeah, they're herbivores.
Herbivores,
Stoner.
but they'll push you around.
I tend to start to wind the interview down at this point with like more rapid fire type questions, but one question I don't ask very often that I think is a fun one is, what's the best song you've listened to in the last week?
Ooh.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Or like recent period that you remember.
Oh no.
I've had the same Coliseum EP in my car since Thanksgiving, I think. And there's a song called, the last song on the album is Turn to Dust, and it's just got the fucking sickest riff that I am not getting
What
tired of.
genre is that?
Coliseum is like a I don't know. It's like a heavy punk band. They're not around anymore. I saw them at Old Roboto in Wilkinsburg in like 2005 or something. I was in high school. I guess I'm going to be doomed to listen to 2005 music for the rest of my life.
That's okay. I put Hybrid Theory on today.
It's fun.
I listened to Hybrid Theory all the way through.
Okay.
Why not?
This is a hard question.
Wait, what was the criteria of the actual question? Does it have to be a new song?
Doesn't have to be a new song at all. Just anything that personally you've really been digging in the last week.
Return to Innocence by Enigma. It's on Pure Moods.
Oh, look at that.
Yes, on the shirt.
There it is.
Okay.
Great shirt, man.
As seen on TV.
Oh my god.
This might be the only shirt that Trip has not printed that I have. Yeah, I don't know. I've been on that King Gizzard kick, but I've been trying to phase it out. It's too much.
Which album are you stuck on with them? All of them?
All of them.
They were my pandemic find, basically. Like, I never listened to them, and Phil was always like, "You got to check them out," and I'm like, "There's so much." And then I checked all of it out. Yeah.
And then I got into it.
I'm looking at my last FM because I have that.
Nice, another Last FM user.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like, honestly, this week has been a lot of Viagra Boys. I've been listening to Viagra Boys. They are. I don't know where they're actually from. I want to say Sweden, but I could be wrong.
It's somewhere in Europe, Central Europe.
They put out a new album last week or the week before. I don't even know how to describe them.
I think Heavy Blog is Heavy did a feature on them, so that at least gives me a clue.
Yeah, they have a song called Sports, and it's just like I don't know how to describe them. Like, just what's it called when you just say words?
Train
of thought.
Scat.
Stream of consciousness.
Yeah, it's very like stream of consciousness.
Very scat man.
I would call them post-punk. We'll say that.
Oh,
but they have a sax. They're kind of just like a punk band, but they don't ever get too fast or too slow or too heavy. They're just like really weird. They have a song about a frog sneaking into like a very important meeting because he wasn't detected by the X-rays or something. It's called Frog Strap. They have a song called Shrimp Shack. They have Sports. They're weird. They're great. They're the first band in a while where I'm like, I haven't heard a band like this in a while. Just to be like, this is new and unique. So yeah, Viagra Boys.
Wow. Okay.
And Hybrid Theory.
Yeah. Good mix.
And Hybrid.
Trip and Zach.
Oh man, I don't know. I haven't listened to a lot of new music.
I can't really pick anything, but related to shut up, Pure Moods. Related to John saying Viagra Boys, though.
Cialis Girls.
I've been listening to Emil and the Sniffers a lot more
The what?
because I've been listening to Emil and the Sniffers a lot again because they're a punk band out of Australia. But Amy of Emil and the Sniffers did a song with Viagra Boys that John recently showed me.
Ooh, I saw that.
So now I've been
A John Prine
back
cover.
into it. That was really good.
These names, these band names. I
think the last whole album I listened to in the last like month or so was Screaming Females. I always get back into their catalog. I'll always listen to them. But I mostly listen to Whammo. I listen to the rap station and the jazz station. So like my two favorite.
Chester Cheetahs.
Yeah.
Chester Cheetahs, smooth jazz. That's what I'm gonna think of now all the time.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if there's anything else you guys want to address that I missed, but if not, if you didn't like that question, you'll really hate my last question. So before I ask it, I just wanted to make sure there's nothing else you guys wanted to bring up.
Buy some merch.
Yeah, no, I made a list. I don't know if you guys made a list. Anybody make a list?
Of course not.
Hey, John likes to make lists.
Yeah, no, we. So Trip works at Ink Division, and he does a lot of our merch. So it's a lot of very self DIY.
You can say DIY. You can say
DIY. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly
so we
like
just put out
Trip. It does the DIY, but yeah.
Trip is our merch. Self-sustainable. We're very self-sustainable.
Yes, eco-friendly.
Yeah, we just did a bunch of beanies and dad hats / baseball hats.
I need those.
Enamel pins, shirts, bandanas. We got the vinyl. We haven't really talked about it as a band, but I am very curious to see when we're going to have to put in another order of vinyl.
Never.
We might have to order more, but by the time we can play shows again, I don't know.
I got a box left.
They've been selling through Bandcamp, right?
We have
our web store. We have a personal web store.
We have 3 URLs.
Yes.
Oh, the Dino Punks one, and then
Jeff Goldblum.
Right, all of
jeffgoldblum.org.
And as of today, we now are BloomfieldSureSave.com.
Oh, I hate you so much.
Are you
Yeah, I bought the domain for the fucking shirts I made. I needed to use it for something for the rest of the year.
God.
BloomfieldSureSave.com. JeffGoldblum.org is the easiest thing to remember, though.
Dino Punks is easier than that.
Dino Punks gets you everywhere. JeffGoldblum.org takes you right to the merch.
And then nobody who's not from Pittsburgh is going to remember the Bloomfield SureSave.
Obviously.
But it makes me laugh. Oh my God, that's so good. I hope that grocery store lasts the pandemic though. So
yeah,
I made a SureSave shirt and decided to get the URL because it was $1, and then the shirt's gone. So I had to do something with the URL. So I just was like, I'll throw our merch store on it.
You're wild.
Oh my God.
Did that used to link to the actual
I hope
store?
So. I don't know.
And then like when it was done, they released the domain.
That sounds like something you should walk into the Bloomfield SureSave and ask, and nobody will be able to answer that question, I'm sure.
I should just put stickers that look like they were made in-house, like on like the shelves. Like, for more information, visit BloomfieldSureSave.com.
That would be the best like guerrilla marketing tactic ever.
It's like, do that. Did you ever see that dude? I think it was like a Reddit post where this guy was like, me and my friends go to this McDonald's all the time, and there was an empty wall, so we just printed out a giant poster of us at McDonald's, and no one took it down because they thought it was an actual ad.
That's
for McDonald's.
No, I mean, it's so subversive, and it's not like illegal or anything. It's just, oh man.
And no one working there is going to be like, what's that?
What's that?
No one's going to get mad.
Nobody. Half the time when I walk through Shop and Save, I mean, there's all the stock guys just have like a earphone in, and they're just like barely, but whatever. Wow. Okay, I want to see that in 2021. I
All right.
do not shop at that store, but I will go to that store just to find the sticker. So, um, well, I this has been an interesting interview, and I think I'm going to probably turn you all against me by asking my last question then. So my last question will be, if you could only live with 3 albums for the rest of your life, what would they be?
Oh God. I got to think about that one.
Between the Buried and Me,
Which one?
Parallax 2.
My favorite Between the Buried and Me album. Just saying.
That's that. I could listen to that still and find new stuff I had never heard before.
Good choice.
Dead Kennedys, the double disc with Plastic Surgery Disasters and In God We Trust Incorporated.
That's cheating.
Double album.
No, take
for
it
your money.
And Steal This Album. System of a Down.
Sad.
Yeah. Solid 3.
That's just the quick, from the hip.
Right.
I literally don't. I don't have 3. Like I don't. I don't think there's.
You don't
one.
have one album you can listen to all the time that you can't survive without.
I don't.
Can I pick
No, I
Eyes
don't
Like the
think I
Sky
do.
for you?
Yeah, we'll take that one. If anyone has any extras, throw them my way, and I'll give them a shot. I'll give them a shot.
I think I have my 3 actually. So anyone who knows me knows I used to be a huge Red Hot Chili Peppers fan. It's kind of the reason I play bass. It's Flea, but Mother's Milk, that album, is my favorite album. That's my favorite album.
That's very good.
The Mars Volta, The Louse in the Comatorium.
Cool.
That was fucking that was just me. That I love that album so much. I just had the third one. Zach, do you have another? Oh, okay. The Fall of Troy, Doppelganger. That was another big high school one for me. That was some prog, some crazy prog punk, rock. Yeah, those albums I can listen to all the time for different reasons, but
yeah, it's pretty big spread.
Yeah, those are my 3.
All right,
Sean.
I'm trying to not just pull from punk. Okay, Against Me as the Eternal Cowboy came out in 2003, I think. Yes. It's my favorite Against Me album. And Out Come the Wolves from Rancid from 94.
Ouch.
I'm trying to get something that's not punk.
You don't have to, you weirdo.
Yeah, there's no rules.
If you like punk, then do punk.
I hate punk.
Obviously.
Animals from Pink Floyd.
Okay.
I like that album a lot. Yeah.
All right. I just always have to ask that. I've been doing it every episode, and I'm not going to stop now. So
Zach didn't answer.
Yeah.
We just gave
I took one from Phil, and then I didn't have any more.
Are you a person who relies on novelty in your music, Zach? You're not a repeat listener.
Yeah, I'd have to say so. I mean, I don't think there's just anything that I would go back to having only for the rest of my life.
I don't think anybody's ever refused that question.
Jeez.
Like,
I don't think I can.
Dare to be stupid.
Okay.
No, that doesn't make
wet
it.
ass pussy.
I mean, maybe the single of WAP.
What about
but Ben Shapiro rapping it.
Mo Bamba. I miss that song.
That's true.
What about that Hips Don't Lie Danzig Shakira mashup?
Yeah, I need to learn that. Did you do your vocals, John?
I did like 4 guitar tracks for that. I did.
God.
Don't tell anybody.
So that's gonna make it on the next album too, right? Along with the automaton and recorder parts.
Yeah.
I don't know if Hips Don't Lie will go on an album.
Yeah, we might run into
We're at
copyright
least gonna-
issues.
I guess we're.
It'll be on
Like-
YouTube.
We can have a cover.
Yeah.
I'll look for it somewhere.
We have to pay her. Remember,
you just
he
can't-
had to pay for our first cover
You
we
just
ever
can't
did.
monetize it.
What, Weird Paul?
It'll be good.
We pay Weird Paul $1 a month, I think.
Why?
For a 6-second song that we covered.
That we didn't record.
It's on
What?
Spotify.
Oh, it is
So-
on Spotify. That's
Yeah.
the live version, isn't it?
How
Yeah.
did that
Yeah.
come to be?
Because Weird Paul is a hero.
We wanted to cover Weird Paul, and
He's
we picked the hardest song we
Yeah.
could find.
It's 6
Shortest
seconds
song.
long.
And
But we've made it like 4
Yeah,
minutes
yeah.
sometimes.
Jam it
we,
out.
we jam it out.
Well, I have to look that up because I'm trying to wrap my head around that one.
I'll send you links.
You'll hear it.
But-
You'll love
okay.
it. You'll know.
Six second
You'll love
song.
it.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, either way, to all of the dinosaurs, thank you for spending your Tuesday night with me and talking about beer and dinosaurs and shit. It's been fun. All right, everybody. Hope you enjoyed my interview with Fuck Yeah Dinosaurs. Maybe someday soon I'll get a beer spilled on me by Zach, or spit on, or have a latex dinosaur shoved in my face. I really hope so. Don't forget to go to all their crazy URLs. They have dinopunks.com as well as jeffgoldblum.org, which will take you directly to their merch store. They're also on Bandcamp, Spotify, Apple Music, all the normal places. And seriously, their merch is sick. It is really good. Go check it out. Also, after this interview, John did send me their video of them covering that weird Paul Petrosky song that's 6 seconds long, and it is now stuck in my head. So if I have to listen to it, so do you. Go look it up. And as always, thanks for listening.